Hey, welcome to this week's Trinity Announcements, Trinity Video Announcements. For all those of you who are keeping score someplace, we are here, Pastor Zanstra and I are here, to talk about this week's Act of Mercy. If you remember, we are participating in the traditional acts of mercy and recognizing that for many of us, these are habits and we don't always have, but in small ways, all of us together to maybe even form a new habit, to be aware of things that we do together for the sake of our community, for the sake of the world, for the sake of our lives as Christians, part of our Lenten journey, right?
Absolutely.
Right. Working on our living out of our Christian faith is an important thing. It is always a Lenten idea. And so this idea that here at the center of our ethics is these acts of mercy. So this past week, we collected food for Community Harvest Food Bank. And if something happened and you didn't have an opportunity to get here or you forgot, you can always bring something and we'll collect it and we'll make certain it gets to Community Harvest, and they will make certain it gets to somebody here in our community who needs it, who's hungry. But this week, we have a cool thing going on this week.
We do.
Yes.
This week, we have these beautiful cards. I believe Michaela and Rebecca made these. Yes. Michaela made these beautiful cards. There are pictures of different aspects of our life together as Trinity. And on the back side, it says, "You are always in our prayers." And it is blank so that any number of things can happen. But first, these cards are going to be given to Pastor Russell and Pastor Follis. They are our visitation pastors, and we're so blessed to have them. Two amazing pastors who are so good at this particular ministry. They will be taking these cards to the folks that they visit. A majority of the folks are homebound, which means they're not able to join us in person. Some of them do access us via live stream, which is lovely. Some of them don't have that technology, but this will be a tangible piece of love. I know it's an act of mercy, but it also is.
Well, acts of mercy and acts of love
go
hand in hand.
So a concrete way for the congregation to let those folks who aren't able to join us, whether that is just an ongoing thing for them or a temporary thing, because things happen in life, that they are not forgotten and that they are loved and prayed for. So the blank side is for people to write notes or prayers, or if there are artistic folks among us, or if little kiddos want to draw a beautiful picture. We know that our homebound and our sick folks will very much enjoy getting these.
Yeah. Well, Pastor Follis and Pastor Russell see approximately 25, 30 people a week of our membership-ish. So over the course of a month, maybe about 100 people. And when they see them, there are all of these always expressions of people's desire to be to remain part of our community, to be remembered as our community. We know that none of these cards are addressed to any person in particular. So notes that are written on there are kind of general notes, kind of in the variety of thinking of you. We hope your life is blessed, things such as that. But these cards will be in the bulletin this week. You probably picked them up on Sunday, and you have the opportunity to fill them out and bring them back to us, and we'll make certain that Pastor Russell and Pastor Hollis get these, and then they'll divide them up and take them to people that they visit. Sometimes there might be, 500-ish people, church, maybe it might be 4 or 5 cards per person, just as a tangible sense that they are part of us. The act of mercy is visiting the sick. And we recognize not all of these folks are necessarily deeply ill. And old age isn't a sickness, but being home, not being able to get out is a bit of a confining thing. It leads to a sense of illness and not as good of health. So this sense that we are, as a community, remember those in our community who can't be with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One thing I appreciate about this Acts of Mercy program, and this will be new for you, I love that church is a place to practice our faith in a bit of a safer environment. So part of practicing is thinking outside the box. So just as you said, visiting the sick. There are some of us that can do that, and some of us, our schedules and our lives don't allow. So what does it look like to dream about what are the various ways that can happen. And I'm thankful that all of the things that have been chosen for these acts of mercy are meant to be extremely accessible to just about anyone who wants. I imagine Pastor Follis and Pastor Jeremy might even give blank ones to some of our homebound folks so that they can return, right? Because we can all be praying for each other.
Correct. You know, I mean, and we do have a few of our members who are at a distance from us, who live in other parts of the country, who engage in this act of mercy on behalf of others. They send cards and this sort of tangible reminder of being remembered. You know, we both do and have done hospital ministries, homebound ministries, and that's always the deepest fear that I have been forgotten. And anybody who's sick, none of us who go to hospital or to home after somebody has left hospital, we don't have medical skills, but we bring the greetings of this community, that sense of I'm not forgotten, and even when you read the stories in the Gospels, the sense of sickness leads to exclusion from community, and the notion that Jesus pulls people back, those who have been ill, those who do feel forgotten, pulls them back into their communities.
Absolutely.
So, acts of mercy. Fill out a card.
Or a couple.
Or a couple. I mean, you can, if you have to, you can bring them back. You can do it during the sermon. I'm preaching this week, so do it during the sermon. Well, actually, I preached this last week, so we'll see if anybody did it during the sermon. And we hope you can participate in this as well. If you didn't get one of these and you have your own card, you feel free to fill out that card and bring it back to us. Our visitation pastors will get it to somebody, and it will be appreciated. If you'd have one of these, fill it out, bring it back. Again, it's kind of a general greeting. Bring it back. If you or a friend of yours would like an extra one, we'll have extras. Fill it out, bring it back. Remember those who are not able to be with us and join in our community. It's great to be with you. We hope you have a great week this week. We'll see you soon.